When is it okay to lie? When does God endorse it? Today we're going through the book of Joshua as we read through the Bible in the year, and in the first couple chapters we get the story of Rahab, which is a pretty famous Bible story where they send spies into the promised land in order to kind of get a feel for what they're about to attack as the Israelites are moving into it. And when they go there, there's a prostitute that hides the spies in her house, in order to protect them from the king, because he would have killed them due to his fear of the Israelites. Now, when the king's servants come to ask the prostitute Rahab, "Are there spies in your house?" she lies and tells them that she had sent them on their way even though they were on the roof. So the question is that okay? Like, can we lie if we're trying to serve God with that lie? And even it gets harder, in my opinion, to ask when you go through the New Testament. In the book of Hebrews 11:31, it says, "It was by faith that Rahab the prostitute was not destroyed with the people in her city who refused to obey God, for she had given a friendly welcome to the spies." And then in the book of James 2:25, which is the next book after Hebrews, pretty close. It says, "Rahab the prostitute is another example. She was shown to be right with God by her actions when she hid the messengers and sent them safely away to a different road." It seems like the New Testament writers are endorsing Rahab. They're like, "Good job. It's okay. You lied, but it was in order to help God, so you did a good thing." But I want to challenge that notion, specifically because when we look at the book of James, we see that he's endorsing her actions. He's endorsing her hiding them on the roof, and he's also endorsing her sending them safely on their way. This is specifically talking about the lie that she said. And the Bible makes it pretty clear not to lie. It's forbidden in the 9th commandment. In the book of Proverbs, it talks about how deceitful liars are and how awful. So I don't think that God wants us to lie. The purpose of saying that this was a righteous lie is in order to justify the fact that we want to lie in our own lives. And maybe if we're doing it to serve God, then that makes it okay. But that would contradict the Lord. That he has said that lying is a sin, so if we do it, then we're sinning. And we can't be serving God while we're sinning. Kind of my point for this is that we are saying that the only way for God to have allowed the spies to have a successful mission is for Rahab to lie, which puts a lot of faith into Rahab and not a lot into God. I think Rahab did act justly and to the best of her ability, but lying is never endorsed in the Bible, and therefore we shouldn't make a regular practice of doing it. It's kind of a balancing act, if you will. But what's so awesome about Rahab is that even though she did this, I think she did it out of her limited knowledge of God. She knew the Israelites was coming. She knew she wanted to be on God's side, so she was just trying to serve him however she could. And we see that later on, she not only becomes an Israelite from a Canaanite, but then she actually has the grandfather to the father of David. But then she actually has a son who would be in the line of David, and later down her lineage would actually be the Messiah, Jesus. So my encouragement to you would be to follow the Lord to the best of your knowledge, but also not to lie while doing it. I hope this encourages you and builds your faith. Be sure to subscribe as we continue to read through the Bible together.